disappointed in how we handled ourselves, how we performed today. Um, Obviously, we knew, uh, Bowling Green's been playing very well here down the stretch. They've got a very dynamic guard in Campbell that gives you a lot of problems. We obviously didn't have an answer for him. I thought we did a good job on him in ball screens. I thought we kept him bottled up in ball screens, but he was just too much for us in isolations. We just couldn't guard him, couldn't stop him. Offensively, I know we only scored 52. But off the top of my head, I just, I thought we got a lot of really good looks. I thought, the ball didn't move quite the way that I wanted, but I thought we got really good looks. And the ball just didn't fall in for us today. So disappointed in that, and disappointed in like our overall fight. I don't understand it this much. So.
I noticed at the end of the game there seemed to be a little bit of tension when you guys were shaking hands. Was that just heat of the moment, or kind of what was that about?
I don't know. I shook hands and walked off. I don't. There's. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we had some of that to start the game.
Yeah. Why do you think
If that happened.
why do you think the fight was kind of mid today, in your opinion?
I'm sorry.
Why do you think the fight was not at the level you wanted?
I don't know. I could only assume, and it's probably not good for me to assume. So
Um,
I just, you know, I, things weren't shots weren't falling early. That's impacted us. Whether the ball goes in has impacted us all year. Something we've talked about a great deal. And it just, we weren't able to combat that. In the second half as it continued to wear on, we made a couple of shots and then we feel good about ourselves. We got a little energy and then make a few mistakes. Again, just being able to put a full 40 minutes together.
Players, I want to ask you about that. What is the struggle been with putting a full 40 minutes together this season?
Um, I really couldn't tell you that. I don't like we've had plenty of opportunities to come out and fight and bring a lot of energy, and as a team, we just haven't shown that. I don't really have an answer.
I couldn't really tell you.
I noticed in the second half, I think they ended the game on it's like an 18-10 run or something like that is what the broadcaster said. Defense for the most part in the first half I thought looked okay, but in the second half kind of broke down to the players. Why did you see that?
Um, like what coach was saying, like shots weren't falling, and then start spreading out and not playing together as a deep on defensive end, and they get whatever they want, and that's what happened.
We kind of got spaced out a little in the second half. Got away from being tight together in the gaps. Kind of had some one-on-ones.
I gotta ask, Coach. With getting so close to MAC, the tournament, what's the atmosphere around this team right now with a loss like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, we go 6 of 34 with our perimeter players today. And like I said, I thought our shots were pretty good. You're going to have days that it doesn't fall. You got to be able to fight through. You can't be worried about how many points you got. You got to be worried about are you going to win the game? And we just we haven't we haven't been able to get that mentality across, and that's the beauty of March. Is March. March is all about toughness, grit, and fighting and figuring out a way to win the game. It's not about how many points you score or how aesthetically pleasing it is. It's just whether or not you win or lose the game. And we just didn't have enough to us. So it's what we've talked about a lot all year. I don't at this point, I don't know what changes. I thought TJ Birch gave us another big lift. I think, as he continues to grow and understand defensive system and understand his ability to play make, he did some really good things, 3 assists, 1 turnover. He's just got a different mentality to him. He's got a youthful energy to him about a joy of the game, about playing, the joy of playing. And you got to have that.
Why do you think that you're seeing him kind of find that, but not the rest of the team?
You got a bunch of old guys. I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I don't know. We got some guys have been in college 6 years, and some guys been in college, 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I don't. I can't answer that. I'd only be speculating. It's probably not fair for me to speculate.
And then I'll kind of ask the same thing of the players. Why are you guys kind of struggling to find motivation and momentum right now?
Well, I wouldn't say we struggling to find motivation. I feel like we had 2 good days of practice. Came out there, had a good half of basketball. Second half, we just didn't get the stops where we needed to. Just didn't come up with some balls we should have hit. We should have got. Didn't have some shots we normally hit. Lose the game.
We don't struggle to find motivation. That's not it, because we want to make it to Cleveland just like everybody else. We just, as a team, we just gotta figure it out. Just make sure everybody's on the same page.
My final thing for Coach. Currently, you guys, and look at the standings right now. You guys are tied for the final spot for Cleveland. You have Central and then Miami. Do you think if maybe things change these next 2 games, this team is capable of making the MAC tournament?
I thought this team was capable of making the MAC tournament the whole time. I think we played some good basketball. This team's gotten a lot better. I mean, the ball didn't go in. We shot 26% from 3. I think we're one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the MAC. It didn't go in. I mean, you're going to have those days, but when you have those days, you've got to make up for it in other areas, and that's where, our defense just wasn't. And even the first half, like you made a comment that you thought it was good, and I said something at halftime, I thought they missed some shots that they normally make as well. So I didn't think our defense was quite as tight as it needed to be, and it's in front of us the first half where we can do a lot of the communication for them. In the second half, it's down there where they got to communicate on their own, and some of those breakdowns just they escalate down there. Just we get in our own minds and don't communicate, different things like that. But our defensive fight's just not where it needs to be to win quality basketball games, especially this time of year.
How do you change that with 2 games left?
Just continue to pound it. It's what it is. Like you're not changing. Tiger doesn't change the stripes. You just got to try to, get them position. I thought positionally we were a little bit better. I thought some of our gap activity was a little bit better, but it's still, when Campbell just takes you 1-on-1 for 26, we just didn't have an answer for him tonight.